This is how I attained celebrity type aura. The first step is the self-image of yourself. So when you are the light in other people's eyes, you're that confident dude, the confident person, the confident woman who's okay with themselves, who's truly all right with themselves from within inside. You let off this energy of certainty that you are great without even having to try. Once you're okay with yourself, knowing that you are great and seeing yourself as higher, other people will naturally gravitate towards you. Other people will look at you. Everywhere I go, people look at me. It is what it is. And I'm a regular guy. You see what I'm saying? This can work for regular people. Humans look up to the things that are deemed as great. Think about it just from a regular point of view. Me and you, we're human. Me and LeBron James are human. Me and Michael Jordan are human. It's just that they are so good at one thing, at one particular thing, that they get the attention, the clout, the fame, the money, everything like that, and it goes their way. The world almost submits to them in a way of like, he's so good at basketball, he's different, he's something else. This one's good at singing, this one's a good drawer, this one's a good rapper, they're good at one thing. But all in all, once you realize and you're okay with yourself and you realize we're all just human, it's just your self-limiting beliefs that's holding you down. It's literally keeping you at this level. You have to see yourself as higher. You have to see yourself as greater. You have to see yourself as God. You have to understand we have the spirit of God within us. So that makes us one with the divine nature. And I got this from Neville Goddard. He always talks about self-limited beliefs and how you have to see yourself as higher. You have to destroy your old self and create the new one and see yourself from almost a vision of an alter ego. You have to see yourself as higher. You have to see yourself as a king. You have to see yourself as a god. And once you open up to that, you will start to move in a line of how a king and a god moves. You won't let certain people talk to you a certain way. You won't let people run over you. You will move as confident. You're not going to be scared of people. What a king would do or a god would do, he's not scared. He just lets the world come and gravitate towards him. You have to see yourself as higher. I always say I'm like King Patrick the First. Like that's literally like, I guess you could say my alter ego. King Patrick the First, where everything comes towards him. He's not constantly chasing a girl or constantly chasing materialistic things in this world. Everything is going to come to him from his hard work. So you have to have a greater self-image. And this is the biggest thing because like I said, most humans, I'll say 99% of humans, when they look in this mirror, they're worried about, oh, does my skin look okay? Does my hair look okay? Does my outfit look okay? Am I all right? How do I feel? Everything like that. All of these things are lowering yourself. But be totally okay with who you are. This relieves a sense of composure about yourself that not a lot of people can attain and acquire. This is where Marilyn Monroe seen herself as way higher, right? Where she can almost turn it on and off like the woman said. The woman was with her in New York, and Marilyn Monroe was just walking around as just like a regular human, just like a regular person like me and you, even though she is a regular person. This is how, do you see how crazy the self-image is, where I'm almost saying that she's a regular person like me and you? The fame, the popularity makes her seem as higher, right? We're just so manipulated by the materialistic things of how beautiful this one girl, Marilyn Monroe, is, or how good of a basketball player that LeBron James is. It takes us away from seeing them as human. We see them as a god at basketball. We see this girl as the most beautiful girl in the world, but we're all just human. So she's walking in New York, dressed up in regular gear, where not a lot of people are just, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people are coming towards her. Not a lot of people are seeing herself. It's like an on and off button. She sees herself as a higher person, and she can turn it on and off, where she just wants to be regular without paparazzis and people coming around her. She could turn it on to the point of like, I'm Marilyn. I'm the girl that everyone's geeking and tweaking over, where the paparazzis are coming out from the fucking bushes and taking pictures of her. So Marilyn asks the girl that she's with, do you want to see her come to life? And the girl's like, who? What are you talking about? And within a split second, she started to move like Marilyn. She started to think in her mind of Marilyn. I am Marilyn Monroe. I'm one of the greats. I am a great human being. It's saying affirmations is what also will help build your self-image. She's telling herself affirmations in her mind, and she just started to move. And then people started to notice her within like 2 seconds. People started to stop the cars and stop, you know what I'm saying, walking, and people just started to bombard her because, yes, that's Marilyn Monroe. That's one of the greats. You have to see yourself as the same way. King Patrick the First, whatever the fuck, is just Patrick, but the higher version of him, the one that he's consistently chasing. So you have to move in line with it. Notice that she told herself affirmations within her mind. and was able to turn it on and off within the switch. Neville Goddard says the same thing, where you have to see yourself as higher. And with affirmations, is always going to build you. When you get a good feeling of feeling happy, you don't need affirmations or anything to make you feel in a good way. That is when you're already flowing at your natural divine self. You're already flowing as higher. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing yourself as a higher person, but you're flowing freely. You're allowing your body to flow freely. When you're happy, you're not in your head thinking about all these insecurity thoughts or whatever. You're not insecure at any means. But then when you're sad or you're depressed or you're negative, you're thinking at a lower frequency and you're moving at a lower frequency, meaning you're not feeling yourself. You're not feeling happy. You're not feeling like you want to express to the world that I'm a great person. You're feeling down. You're feeling insecure. You're not feeling yourself. You're not feeling good, right? So we have to switch that just the same way that Marilyn does, that instantly, okay, I'm just a regular person. But then I walk with my head held, my chest up, my shoulders back. I am Patrick. I'm one of the greats. I tell myself great things in my mind. That is what the world will bring to me. And this is over repetition. The same thing that Neville Goddard talks about. You have to keep doing. You have to keep inflicting yourself with good, positive affirmations, or, you know what I'm saying, good, positive content. When I'm listening to Neville Goddard or all of these greats talk about it, I understand it now. I really developed this and embodied this without me even knowing. I have stories where I was at church and this one lady that sits away across from me, I never spoke to this woman in my life, but she would see me come to church, and it was probably like my second or third week going to church, and this woman comes up to me. I have no idea her name. I don't know who this person is. She comes and speaks to me in Spanish and tells me that I remind her of a king from the Bible. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell, for real? Because I'm already thinking in my mind I'm a king. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking higher thoughts. So the world will gravitate towards me. All of these thoughts really start to come. And if you guys don't believe me, I literally have the Bible here that this lady told me. It's in Second Chronicles chapter 33, first verse. And she told me that I remind her of a young king from the Bible. His name is Manasseh. He was 12 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. It just happens out of nowhere. I'm telling you, I'm not doing anything. Once you find yourself from your divine nature and your self-image that you are great, the world is going to bring you that. So many stories where even where I go, people just want to come and gravitate and talk to me. It's like magnetic once you really start to understand and structure your mind. Because when you're positive and you're happy and you're flowing freely, that is the person that you want to be. That's the person who you are. That's your alter ego. That's the best version of yourself. That's you flowing freely. But when you're depressed, you're sad, you're negative, these are negative thoughts. This is not you. This is not you normally flowing freely. We all felt depressed before, so we don't want to feel that way anymore. We have to turn that on switch to seeing yourself as greater. And the best way I can explain what Marilyn did was this, the on and off button. And that is literally what makes it snap a finger and she's Marilyn Monroe again. But what it is, it's a trigger word. This is what I'm going to teach you guys in this video, and I'm going to make a whole separate video on the trigger word. The trigger word is what humans use to check themselves. You understand? So a trigger word for most humans, if I call you a bitch, for some people, especially like me around the way, you got to scrap. I got to check you for that. Who you calling a bitch? But who says the word bitch is even a bad word? You understand? It means female dog, really. But, you know what I'm saying? In English, we see it as an insult. But that's a trigger word. If you call someone a bitch, you better be ready to fight and back that up. You see what I'm saying? You call me a bitch, you got to see me. You see what I'm saying? Now, you got to check that person for calling you a bitch, at the very least, because it's not a nice word. But you can also do that when you're feeling low. The trigger word for me is King Patrick I. I instantly think that when I am down and I'm sad and depressed, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm not feeling my true natural self, I will say the trigger word in my mind, or I'll say it out loud, like as if it's an affirmation. These words hold power because of their meaning. So if I say King Patrick I, it puts me in check of like, yeah, I'm King Patrick I. I'm one of the greats, yada, yada, yada. It has so many meanings behind that one word. King Patrick I, yeah, he's one of the greats. He works hard. It's just basically seeing your alter ego. That one word triggers the alter ego. Just like the one word bitch. If I call you a bitch, that one word triggers you like, yo, who the fuck you calling a bitch? But if I'm sad and depressed and I say King Patrick I with a smile on my face, it shoots me in check. It shoots me back to the positive emotions of like, oh yeah, I am King Patrick I. I am one of the greats. Yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? It gets you back flowing into positive energy, positive affirmations, positive emotions. You start to feel way better. And that's exactly what Marilyn did. She just said the trigger word in her mind. I am Marilyn Monroe. So she started to move higher. And yes, I'm Marilyn, and the world will gravitate towards me because it always did. Wherever she went, people are taking pictures of everything like that. So then the world naturally will give it to her because that's who she is. You just have to keep embodying it. Understand this, you don't need a trigger word when you're happy. But when you're sad, you should use the trigger word to get you right back in check, because nobody wants to be sad. Nobody wants to float at a lower state in a depressive state. Nobody wants that. Why would you want that? The self-image is the biggest part of increasing your aura or getting that celebrity type energy, because you see yourself as higher. You see what I'm saying? You're imposing good affirmations. You see yourself as higher. And everyone else is insecure. Like I told you, I swear to God, 99.9% of people you meet are insecure. And when you allow yourself to flow freely and be yourself, people will gravitate towards that light. It's just like that. Say you walk into the room and the room is completely dark with 100 people. You walk into that room and you're glowing. You literally like have a light bulb in your hand. People are going to go to that light bulb because there's something about him. When you're completely okay with who you are within your flesh and your body, and you work hard and you have the work and actions to back up your word, you flow way higher than most people because you're more confident within that way. You just have to flow freely and be okay with who you are. I look into the mirror. I'm proud of Patrick because he came up. People's self-image is based on materialistic things, whether if they have a nice car or if they're wearing a nice clothes. I can be shirtless. I don't care. I'm Patrick. I'm one of the greats. I won't allow my mind to get negative thoughts. That's another thing too. Don't allow your mind to get negative thoughts. If people are saying negative things towards you, in one ear out the other, it doesn't mean nothing. Deflect it. It's not you. Because once you slowly start to develop yourself and know who you are, understand that the negative thoughts can affect you if you're weak. But I'm not weak. I'm one of the greats. I'm King Patrick I. So why the fuck would I be? Why would I care what this human's saying? Whatever he's saying to me is what he probably feels about himself in the inside. You see what I'm saying? You see it from another point of view and you just like, it won't affect you. Also, have action upon your word. If you are a great human being, you have to move like one. If I say I'm a great human being, I go right there and I connect my Xbox and I'm just playing video games all day, I'm just being a lame. That is not what a king does. You have to align with what a king does. What does a king do? Oh, he hits the gym 6 days out of the week. He eats very healthy. He takes care of his people. He's very positive. He's never really negative. That is your alter ego. The alter ego King Patrick I, one of the greats. That's what he does. So I'm going to fall in line with what he's doing. Very big part. Once you start to feel yourself and have this energy about you, people will gravitate towards you. I'm telling you this right now. Like there's so many examples, but I need to get this information off for you guys. Another thing that I can tell you about your self-image is that it's very rare to find that confident person. You will notice people, but they're not confident. Like a lot of people are just sad, just like, you know what I'm saying, in the cut. They're not feeling themselves. I can tell you guys a quick story about this one girl who I would think is like a Marilyn Monroe type girl. She was a regular person like me, but throughout the whole school, she was literally the baddest bitch. But not the reasoning of her being the most beautiful girl, because she wasn't. She was like a 7.5. She was pretty. She'll catch your eye because she looks good. But it's not only just because she looks good. It's because she walked with her head held high, her chest up, her shoulders back. She walked like the world needed her. You see what I'm saying? And that it sparks something within you as a dude. You're like, damn, what is it about this girl? Like, why is she so different? That would make a woman so much different from everyone else, because women are very insecure creatures. And if they were to flow freely in their natural state and not care about what other people think about them, they wouldn't wear makeup. They wouldn't wear eyelashes or waist trainers or do all of this. You wouldn't do that. You would just flow freely doing what you naturally want to do. But I'm not saying this to hinder women or anything like that. But this one girl stood out amongst everyone. She was not insecure of herself. She didn't care if things didn't go her way or if they went her way. More times than not, she's moving as if this world needs her. People naturally gravitate towards that. And this is the only girl I ever met, probably like once or twice, that I ever met a girl after her. And this was way back in high school, like 5 years ago. But I remember this one thing about her, that she was so certain about herself, that she was very confident. She didn't care what other people said about her or anything. She was just her. And that made her go from a 7.5 to a 10 out of 10, maybe 11, 12. Like, that energy that she possessed was different. That aura would make you a whole different human being. I want you to understand that. So your self-image is very important. Never allow yourself to say negative things about yourself. Never allow yourself to think negative things about yourself. And always think positive affirmations, good thoughts, higher thoughts about yourself. Even when the world isn't showing you that. Even when time is tough, everything like that. Walk with your head held high, your chest up, your shoulders back. Walk like the world needs you, and the world will come to you. You see what I'm saying? But posture and composure. This shows that you're great and not scared of the world. That walk like a king would, the one who demands the attention, who demands everything from this world, and it gives it to him. Walk with your head high, your chest up, your shoulders back. Walk freely. Walk comfortably. Within your body, you have to feel this from the inside. Outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you feel good about yourself, if you have a good self-image, you're okay with yourself and who you are, the outer world will reflect that about you. You'll be more positive, more happy. And I've realized this within my own life, that I naturally just start to show so much more love. I just been showing so much more love to the world, because that's all I want from it. All I want is love. So I have to show love first. You see what I'm saying? Your inner self of being happy and being a good person and being a positive person will reflect your outer world. You know what I'm saying? The outer world, people will show you that same love, the same things like that. It's crazy how that works, because all I do is kind of get love throughout my way now. It's especially since I've been showing it, right? Posture and composure is big. Walk with your head high, your chest up, your shoulders back. It shows you're not scared. It shows that you're comfortable. It shows that you're going to take adversity head on no matter what happens. And this is big for most humans, because a lot of humans are just insecure. They're scared of the world, bro. Be the one. Be that one light. Be that one confident dude, and everyone will come to you. The last thing I would say about this too as well, understand that opposites attract. So while you are that light within, let's say 100 people is here, I know they're not Patrick, I'll make the room lit. You see what I'm saying? Think about magnets. Opposites attract, right? So like I said, most women, I'll say 90% of women are insecure themselves. 90% of humans are insecure themselves, right? So let's take that. This is the negative. They're insecure. They're scared of the world. But you're that one person who's positive, who's okay with himself, who's confident, who owns this world, who this world is theirs. It's their world. Everyone's just living in it. This is a negative and this is a positive. So they will combine. They will attract to each other. This is why I've been getting a lot more women within my life, because I'm so sure of myself. I'm calm. I'm him. I'm that dude. I don't need to show the world that I'm anything. I don't need to prove to anyone that I'm anything. Our Patrick is Patrick from the inside, so the outside will show. This is why I just been getting way more women, if I would keep it a beam with you. People geeking and tweaking over me. I'm just getting way more numbers and people gravitating towards me, because everyone's insecure and they want that light. They want to follow that person. You see what I'm saying? Like people like Andrew Tate, all of these greats, they're sure of themselves. They know who they are. So people gravitate towards that confidence of being so okay with who you are. This is where you'll start to see a lot of people start to look at you as if you're somebody of celebrity type. Like wherever you go, people are looking at you, telling you, I'm getting looked at by so many people. I'm looking around like, okay, like I see what y'all talking about. Like I see this information unfolding. I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like this shit really works. Because you are magnetic. You're okay with yourself. You don't need to prove to anyone. You're flowing freely. Everything that I do is by myself. I'm Patrick with a girl. I'm Patrick without a girl. I'm Patrick with money. I'm Patrick without money. I am him from the core. And you could turn that shit on and off just like Marilyn. That shit is crazy. Your posture and composure. Walk like you own this room. Every time you walk into the room, act like you own this, that this shit is yours. You see what I'm saying? You will see everyone gravitate towards that person who's so sure of himself. I'm going to get into more information to disclose to you guys. Breathing very deeply through your front. This will make your aura completely way bigger, plus 1,000 aura points. You see what I'm saying? Breathing very deeply, what this does is it makes you in a calm state. It makes you feel okay about yourself. When you're insecure or you're very scared or whatever it is, you're nervous, you have to breathe deeply, because if not, you're going to embody those emotions. But when you breathe deeply and you let it all out, start to be more calm and okay with yourself, which allows you to radiate at higher frequency. So I'm going to read this to you guys. This is from The Way of a Superior Man by David Data. Breathe down the front. Front of your body, especially your belly, is the place where your energy meets the world. When the front of your body is open and relaxed, your power flows freely and your presence fills the room. You've probably been with people who seem to occupy more space in the room than most people. They seem to command attention, even though they're not doing anything obvious to attract it. The front of their body is so open that their energy flows freely through the room, magnifying their presence. When you walk with your head high, your chest up, your shoulders back, your body is open, your world is flowing freely, you're breathing deeply, you're taking more space up than most people. This is why you're more noticed, bro. And it's crazy, because this is why people are starting to look at you, or they look at me 24/7. I'm so calm, cool, collective, but I'm also him in my mind, so the world brings it towards me. I'm gonna read that again. You've probably been with people who seem to occupy more space in the room than most people. They seem to command attention even though they're not doing anything obvious to attract it. The front of their body is so open that their energy flows freely through the room, magnifying their presence. Such people are remarkably relaxed, poised, and attentive. They are not wrapped up in their own self-concern, hunched over a sunken chest, gritting your teeth and hardly breathing. This is why I say when you're walking like this, you're not powerful. Energy will remain constricted in your head and your awareness limited to self-concern. Your powerful presence won't fill the room at all. You might not even be noticed. Your belly and lower abdomen are special places of power. If your breath does not reach these areas, you can't recharge your batteries. You will feel weak and unsure of yourself. Your effect in the world will be minimal, less than your full potential. You see what I'm saying? This is how you can develop, or even how I develop, the celebrity type energy. It's weird how this all came across of me just wanting to win in this world. And all philosophies go together. Neville Goddard, the Marilyn Monroe effect. You know what I'm saying? I did my research on all of these things. You know what I'm saying? The way of a superior man, even the pimp game. I understand everything. In order to be a millionaire, in order to have way more women in your life, you have to believe it. You have to know that you are that person. You can't let doubt and uncertainty fluctuate in your mind, because then it's going to take you off your grind. It's going to take you off of what your mind knows. So even with the pimp game, I'll give it to you. In order for them to have the belief of I can have 5, 10, 15, 20 girls all working for me and give me money, and I sit here and do nothing and chill and lay back and just be the king, they have to believe it. They have to know that they can do this. They have to know that, okay, I can get 5 girls. I know I can get 5 girls. I know I could get 10. I know I could get 15. I know I could get 20. Their mind isn't limited to, okay, I can get 1 girl and that's it. No. Or I can't get any girls. Negative belief. No. I can get however much I want, and the world will gravitate to and flow freely. Another thing about the self-image part that I told you guys earlier, we are all God. We all have the Holy Spirit within us. And I'm not saying this to say that you are Jesus or anything like that, where you can turn water into wine and all of this shit like that. No. Or you can walk on water. That's not the case at all. God came to earth as a man. So we have a lot of the powers that Jesus had naturally. Also, the pimp game, they think themselves as God. So of course God can get as many girls as he wants. He can get as much money as he wants. They're not limited from their self and their negative self-belief that everyone else has. Everyone believes negative things. So that's why they can't be a millionaire, or they can't get a girl, or they can't, or they're a loser and they can't get money or whatever. That's their belief system. But when you break it down and analyze the way to become a millionaire, you have to have a higher belief system, because when you're broke, you have to think of that person that you already are, manifest it, think about what you're going to do with the money, how you feel with the money, everything like that, and the world will bring it towards you. Also putting what actions you would do to be a millionaire, because you're not just going to sit here and just manifest $1 million like without any action. This is how I attained the celebrity type energy. And it's beautiful, because even with the Marilyn Monroe effect, it's actually really funny, you know. And with the Neville Goddard, just understanding all the knowledge that he spits, it's seeing yourself as higher, seeing yourself as greater, seeing yourself as the divine nature of God, that you are God, you are connected with him. So that makes you him, like in a way. It makes you flow freely. But what holds you back is the negative self-beliefs, oh, you're not God, you're not nothing, you're not this, or you're not the king. Okay, you can believe that, but I will believe something else. And this is why other people get millions of dollars. This is why people are great. They had to believe that they're good at whatever they do. If LeBron James never believed that he could be something great at basketball, he wouldn't have become that. If Michael Jordan, they cut him from his basketball team, if he quit there and said, man, yeah, I'm never going to be something great at basketball, he wouldn't have been Michael Jordan. There wouldn't have been a LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? It all stemmed from your belief system. Believe higher. You are a king. You're a god. You're one of the greats, regardless. Even if your circumstances does not full effect show that you are a king or you're God. I'm a king, but I live in this house. Like, no. A king would live in a palace, right? But that still doesn't hold me down. I am King Patrick the First, no matter what anyone says. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, bro. I'm gonna leave my last video right here for you guys. So if you missed upon that, go watch that video, bro. So stay yourself, stay 300. Whatever you do in life, trust me, I believe in you, bro.